Good evening, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work without you guys. It's the weekend, or what's left of it, about 9:30 on Sunday night. I don't know about you, but I swear time is just literally flying by. It's been 3 months that we've been dealing with the coronavirus and everything else, and we've been talking about it since the Super Bowl, because I remember being in Miami and talking about the cases that were just starting in Seattle, and it was Kobe Bryant helicopter crash while we were there. So that was end of January, February, March, April, May, June. 5 months. And it seems like that was just yesterday. And I swear, just felt like I did the Friday night live stream. And here it is tomorrow. It's already Monday. Just does not seem to be enough time for me. So, things are changing in the world. You had Alvin Kamara going to his first NASCAR race and supporting Bubba Watson. That's one of those things that you never expect to ever hear Alvin Kamara being a NASCAR fan. But hey, it's happening. So at least there's that. We also know there was golf today as well. So we're getting at least a little bit of taste of sports. Tomorrow night is something big. Tomorrow night on ESPN from 9 o'clock Eastern till 11 o'clock, we're going to have the commissioners, Gary Bettman, Roger Goodell, and baseball's commissioner, basketball's Rob Thorne, and I guess it's basketball commissioners, WNBA, soccer. Who did I forget? Baseball, basketball, football, women's basketball, soccer. I think it's 6. I thought it was 6. Who did I forget? Well, anyway, tomorrow they're going to be doing a roundtable on ESPN about opening sports. And that's going to be interesting because we have a lot of question marks going. The leagues want to get back to sports, but you're hearing, because of social injustice, because of the pandemic, you're hearing some players that are saying, hey, not so fast. I think Dwayne Wade basically said, right now with everything that's going with no justice, no peace, that now's not the time to be thinking about sports. And you have a lot of players that still have question marks about whether or not it's going to be safe. The funny thing is when you're young, you feel invincible. I know I used to do some crazy stuff when I was growing up that I look back now and say, man, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. No. Because when you get older, as time keeps flying by like it does for me, you start worrying about living. And there's some players out there, some athletes that are worried about the coronavirus because we don't know. And right now we're hearing about some states that are now having record cases that are happening. So the second wave, we weren't really finished with the first. The second wave is kind of coming now. So we're going to see how it gets. So as the Cowboys get back on the field, I was talking earlier about the embarrassment of riches that we now have for our defensive line. We have a lot of guys in there that, they may not be big name players to you yet, but see, a person doesn't have a name until they earn the name. Nobody knew who Charles Haley was unless you went to JMU, until Charles Haley came out there and busted some skulls. You don't know what you don't know with players. And you have guys that you least think about that come out and be the players. That's where a Dak Prescott or a Tony Romo or a Tom Brady become really good. They were overlooked. You didn't expect that. So the question is, we got Aldon Smith coming in. What can we expect from Aldon Smith? Here's the good thing for Aldon Smith. You know, he's been out for over 4 years. Good part about that is you haven't been taking wear and tear on your body. Now, we don't know how much he worked out before that. Now, we've seen him recently. He's heavier than he was when he was the first man to like 30 sacks his first 2 seasons. If some of that is that man build. You know how you look at some guys, see, like when I saw Connor McGovern last year, you can still see that little bit of that baby frame still there. I mean, he's a big guy and stuff, but you haven't seen that man muscle, that man, that veteran body just yet. He still has some more growing to do and filling that system out. And you don't know if Aldon Smith, that he still had some growing to do. Now again, he hasn't played for a long time, so there's going to be rust. Well, the advantage is, right now, nobody is working out like they normally do. I know you can be running on the beaches in Cabo and everything else, but that's not the same as football. That's not the same as being out there running around, hitting and doing all the other stuff that, you know, normally, I know technically you're not hitting, but they're hitting, okay? They're moving, they're blocking and things like that, getting into football shape. So nobody is out there doing that. Everybody basically going to start from square one come the 28th of July, hopefully. 2, being reunited with Tom Sula, former coach that he did really, really well with. That's going to help him out a bit. 3, he's not going to have to be an every down player. He's not going to have to shoulder the load. He'll be able to play and work himself into shape. See, that's key right there. See? That's key right there. Because when you play every single play, you get worn down. You get tired. But if you can get out there on the sidelines, you can watch some of the other people around, you can kind of learn, and you go in fresh, that'll give you an advantage that you have that you don't when you're out there every single play. So being part of that rotation, also, the coaching staff can move you around and use you in certain situations that will benefit your skill set. And I think he's going to do better than what most people think he will. Now, the way I look at it is this. He ain't costing you jack. If he gets 13 sacks, I think it is, then he gets $4 million. In today's NFL, that ain't jack. But if you can get him as a rotational player, and if he gets you 6 sacks, buddy, you struck gold. And I think he can do that. For one other reason I'm going to put out there too. The Dallas Cowboys under Jason Garrett were a run-first team. And even being a run-first team, even still kind of having the governor on the offense did a lot of damage. I think you're replacing Randall Cobb with a young pup and CeeDee Lamb. I think Mike McCarthy is going to use all of these weapons And you're going to see an offense that's going to be scoring a lot of points. That games are going to become a track meet, which is really where you want to be. You want to have the other team stuck in passing downs. So you can get an Aldon Smith out there pinning his ears back with a D-Law, with a Randy Gregory, with a Gerald McCoy. You make them one-dimensional. Those guys will feast. And that's one of the reasons why I think that offense is going to be incredible. That teams are going to have to pass a lot to try and keep up. And that, my friends, will fall right into Aldon Smith's, strengths, as well as that defense. So, here we sit. 91 days, I think it is, from kickoff. Whew. I can't wait. All right, y'all. I've been tired. I didn't do one of these last night because I just kind of unplugged from the world. I just didn't know what to say. And that, my friends, is a rarity. Whew. But I'm going to go in here and I am going to go to bed. See you first thing in the morning, y'all. And tune in tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern. Oh, one other thing, too. For some reason, a lot of people haven't been getting their notifications. So go through, unring the bell, and then re-ring the bell to make sure that you are still have the notification on. Not sure exactly why that's happening, but it's YouTube. All right, see you in the morning.